Hi guys, today's makeup look is more of a modern take on a grunge kind of look. It's really similar to a lot of my other grunge looks, but this one's a bit more warm toned and has more of a modern twist on it because I included some glowy skin and stuff like that. So I'm starting out with clean and moisturised skin, and then I'm using this hydrating primer by Collection in warm apricot. I really like this one and my skin is so dry, so I'm using a lot of it. I also think that this one fills in pores a little bit, which is why I like it so much. Then I'm taking the It Cosmetics CC cream. I got a sample and it's in the total wrong shade, so I'm also mixing in some of the Body Shop lightening drops until I get my perfect shade, which took me a couple of tries. And then I'm just blending this all over my face using the Real Techniques buffing brush, I think this is. And I really like this CC cream because it gives great coverage, but my skin peeks through and breathes, and it is not too drying on my skin, which I really like. Then I took some of the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer and dotted it on any imperfections that were peeking through that I particularly wanted to cover, using this quite sparingly because I'm not too worried about my skin looking perfect. And then I also used it around my under eye area, but again quite sparingly because I think that kind of dark circles look kind of good with this makeup look. But I did put a little bit on there, and I also blended it up onto my eyelids to act as an eyeshadow primer because I didn't want to use a primer that day. Then I set my under eyes and eyelid with the Collection pressed powder and this blank canvas cosmetics brush, which is great. I've been obsessed with watching Peep Show lately, in case you couldn't tell. Anyway, and then I'm setting the rest of my face. Then for eyeshadow, I'm using the Blank Canvas Master Series Palette 1, which is all matte shades and one shimmer, which is brilliant. So I'm taking Core as my first shade, kind of using this as a base all over my eyes. It's kind of a neutrally brown. It looks quite grey on camera, but it's more kind of neutrally brown, and I'm just using that to kind of act as a base and a first transition shade. And I'm also smoking that a little bit underneath my eyes, well, a lot underneath my eyes because it's a grunge look. And then I am taking this shade Brazen, which is one of my favourite shades in the whole palette actually, and I'm using this on a fluffy Morphe Cosmetics brush, and I'm kind of blending that as my transition colour on the crease area, above the crease area, like not quite up to the brow, but like almost, because this is a grunge look, so I want it to be really smoky. And then I'm also blending this in a big radius underneath my eyes, making sure to join the outer corner of my lower lash line up to the top lid. Then I'm taking I'm taking Cocoa, sorry, which is a really warm chocolatey brown, and I'm taking it on the pencil kind of side of the brush that comes with the palette actually, which is great quality by the way. And I'm doing the exact same thing as I did with the first colour, but I am doing it in a smaller radius, so I'm kind of placing that directly into the crease and not blending it as far above, but I am taking that brush that I used with the Brazen transition shade just to blend out as well. And then I'm taking Carmen. I knew it came in at some point, and I'm taking it on a kind of flat but fluffy brush, if that makes any sense, and I'm smoking that all over the lid. This shade's kind of got a really nice orangey sienna-y red kind of hue, so I'm blending that all over my eyelid, up into the crease a teensy bit but not really, and then also all underneath my eye as well, just to be extra dramatic and extra. And the red shade of this just really makes the look extra grungy, makes you look really sickly, which is kind of what you want. And then I am blending again with the same brush that I used with the transition shade, and I'm also taking a teensy bit of Core on the brush just to make sure that the edges are extra blended out. Then I am taking a mixture of the two darkest browns, which are called Hickory and Corruption. And Corruption's almost like a charcoaly black, to be honest. I'm taking these on an angled brush by Real Techniques, and I am smoking them along my top lash line because I didn't want to use an eyeliner, and I'm also smoking it along my lower lash line, and I'm really pushing it into that lash line to make my eyelashes look thick and dark as well. And when I push it into the lash line, really gives that smoky effect and makes my eyes look really dramatic, which is what I want. As you can see, it just amped up the drama quite a bit. And then I'm taking this NYX Faux Blacks eyeliner. I can't remember what the colour is called, but it's like the burgundy red one. And I've been wanting to use this for ages and like not had an excuse to. I'm tightlining and using it on my waterline as well, just because I couldn't be bothered to get a black for my tightline. And this will make my eyes look sick, but it will also tie in with the red tone on my lid. Then I'm taking the matte kind of cream shade in the palette, which is called Lily, and highlighting my brow bone and my inner corner a little bit. And this is again where the modern twist kind of comes in. This isn't really traditional grunge. And then I use the Soap & Glory Thick and Fast Lash High Definition Mascara off camera. Then I filled in one eyebrow off camera, and I'm filling in the other one, but I'm not going to go into too much detail about what I'm doing because I think I'm going to film an updated brow routine because I realise it's been like 8 months since I filmed one. If that's something you'd like to see, then please let me know. But I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I'm basically just drawing in really tiny hair-like strokes and making my eyebrows look really, really fluffy. Eyebrows in the 90s and eyebrows in grunge were generally quite thin, but I don't want to pluck my eyebrows because I really like where they're at right now, so I'm just making mine look really unruly, unkempt and fluffy. And to set the fluffiness in place, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel as well, and when I'm setting it you can really see the kind of shape and kind of style of brow that I'm going for. Hopefully, I think it kind of comes across quite well when I'm setting them. And then I'm taking the Collection Highlight and Sculpt kit, and I am contouring my cheekbones, my temples, my forehead and my jawline with this angled brush from number 7, I think actually. And I've done this a million times on camera, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but just carving it all out, making myself look angular and as heroine chic as possible with an egg-shaped face like mine. Yeah, I know, the struggle is real. And then I actually took a smaller brush, which is like kind of a really big eyeshadow brush actually, contoured the tip of my nose. I'm kind of trying to make it look a little bit more upturned and shorter, which I don't really contour my nose very much, so I'm not very good at it, sorry. And then I also contoured below my lower lip to make that more pouty and, you know, all the good stuff. Then I contoured the bridge of my nose, but again, still not very good at this, so bear with me while I learn, because I've just never contoured my nose before, really, properly. But I'm kind of liking the way it looks at the moment. And then I also contoured the cleft in the tip of my nose, which is basically just a product of my obsession with Lana Del Rey at the moment, trying to copy her nose. Then I took the powder brush from earlier just to make sure that was all blended. Then I took Mellow Wine by Wet n Wild. It's a blush. I really like it because it ties in with the Carmine shade on the lid and the kind of berry tones at the eyes. And it's very wintry and autumnal. I really like it. So I'm just applying that to my cheeks. And then, because even though a 90s look wouldn't really involve highlighter, I love highlighter, so I'm taking the Urban Decay Afterglow palette and I'm taking the lightest shade from that on the e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I'm glowing up my face, my cheekbones and my nose and my cupid's bow and a little bit on my forehead and kind of the above my eyebrow area. How do you describe that? I don't really know. Anyway, and then I'm taking a NYX Lip Lingerie. This one is in Seduction, and I really like this again because it ties in with the whole colour palette of the whole look. The blush, the eyes, the lips, they all kind of match. And for the lip shape, I'm basically copying the shape of Courtney Love's lips, which I'm sure you'll know what I mean if you also love the 90s like I do. But that's basically the finished look, so hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did and you'd like to, then please subscribe to my channel and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!